had a business conversation with Ben Dunne one day, and he absolutely grilled me. So what happened was, I thought it'd be a good idea if I could get Ben Dunne, the legend that is, to interview me about my book, The Tradesman Survival Guide. Called over to his office, had to call there a few times. Eventually got a chance to have a chat with him. Ben, you don't know me, I'm a fan of your work, love your ethic, love your radio ads from a few years ago. Have a question, favour, business opportunity to ask you. Happy to pay you for your time. He says, okay, what is it? I says, I've written a book called The Tradesman Survival Guide. I said, it's the missing piece for every self-employed tradesman in the country. And I'd like you to interview me on the book and basically challenge every single thing that I say in the book. What do you do? He said to me. I says, I'm a property guy. I used to be a bricklayer. Then I became a small builder. And I learned these things that allowed me to move from a small builder into being a property guy. Okay, tell me about your property. What size the portfolio? What yield do you get? What borrowings are you on? What's your interest rate? What's the risks in the portfolio? He's asked me all these questions, and thankfully I'm fairly clued into them. I'm able to tell him the answers. I said, Ben, sorry. I says, look, I'm happy to answer any of these questions. Appreciate you giving me your time here. I said, but that's not what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about my book, because my book is part of my business mentorship program, which I'd mentioned to him earlier as well. He said, look, if I'm going to do this, I'll do it for you. I don't want any money at all whatsoever. But what gives you the right to tell people how they should run their business if you don't know the numbers in your business? I thought, you know what? I've never heard a more valid point in my life. So we had a conversation. He was going on holidays after that. I was to follow up with him. He followed up. He was busy. And I put my hands up and didn't secure the deal with him, you know. And now, unfortunately, we got the news that he passed away just a little while ago, you know. Every interaction that I have with somebody, particularly people, I learn from every interaction I have with everybody. But every interaction that I have with somebody who has achieved in business a lot more success than I have, I'm just looking at every single thing they say. I'm looking at how they say everything. I'm listening to what they have to say, because that's the learning, you know. And he was dead right, because the whole circle of life is student, master, teacher, to simplify it. And nowadays with social media, people start at the student point, they don't finish the student point, they don't even start the master point, and they go straight to the teacher. And I think that's what's part of the problem nowadays, is that in a lot of instances people will listen to other people because they like them, because they have influence, and not because they have authority and experience in that space, you know. I got the idea from listening to David Goggins' book, where the narrator of the book has a discussion with Goggins at the end of every chapter about what went on in that particular chapter. And I thought that would be great if I could do that with somebody of absolute authority. Unfortunately, I never managed to make that come true with Ben, and it's a pity I didn't get to know him a little bit more, because he was a legend, you know. But that was one of my only interactions with Ben Dunne.